Hello, I want to get on here today and show you how to use this magic marker chart. This magic marker chart was taken from JoetteCalabrese.com, her podcast number 12 titled What to Expect When Using Homeopathy. I'm going to explain how to use the magic marker chart. This is to help you understand when it's time to move on to a different remedy, how to know that your remedies are working, how to know they're not working, when to stick to the same one, and when to move on. So I'm going to explain this chart to you. We typed it up after listening to her podcast. So you are welcome to download this chart and use it to help you know how to know that your remedies are working. I'm going to go through this chart and explain to you how to use it. So when you're dealing with an acute or a chronic condition, you want to rate the level of your pain or the condition that you're dealing with, whether it's cough, cold, flu, diarrhea, vomiting, UTI, headache, whatever the thing is that you're dealing with, you want to rate it in the beginning from a 1 to a 10. So 1 is very mild, 10 is very severe, and you want to keep copious notes while you're dealing with this thing. And in this magic marker chart, we are using pain as the example. So you can plug anything into right here where it says pain. It doesn't have to be pain. Again, it can be cold, cough, flu, vomiting, diarrhea, anything else that you're dealing with, anxiety, depression. So while you're trying to work through this thing, and when we're looking at this magic marker chart, we're just using pain as an example. So we're going to, as an example, start with pain level 9. And if the pain level remains a 9 without change at all, and if you're dealing with an acute condition, after 4 doses, if there's no change, the pain has remained a 9, then you're going to go ahead and move on to the second line protocol or the next remedy. In a chronic condition, if there's absolutely no change after 8 weeks, then you're going to stop the remedy and go to the second line protocol. And the reason for this is it's most likely the incorrect remedy, whether you're talking about acute or chronic conditions. If the pain level moves to a 3, but then back up to a 9, this remedy did something in your body, but overall there is no change because the pain level has gone back to a 9. Then you're going to stop the remedy after 4 doses and change the remedy. Or sometimes I'll have you change the frequency and or the potency to see if that makes a difference. Because to me, if the remedy, if your symptoms went down to a 3, but then back up to a 9, that remedy did something in your body. So it could be that we just change the frequency and or potency rather than just stop the remedy and change remedies. But it could be that we need a different remedy. So that's a tricky thing to figure out sometimes. In a chronic condition, she says to give camphora 200 and then try the second line protocol. What we're looking for is look for other changes, even worse ones, and focus there. If your pain level moves to a 3, but then back up to a 7, overall you have had improvement. So even though it's only come down 2 points overall, that means that you're on the right track. So you need to stick with that remedy in an acute condition. You also stick with that remedy in a chronic condition because the 7 is less than the original 9. and it can be assumed to be nudging the healing in the right direction. It looks to be the correct remedy. If your pain drops to a 0, then you stop the remedy and the pain returns, then you restart the medicine that worked the first time. So every time, no matter whether you're dealing with an acute or chronic condition, when you're very much better, then you're going to stop the remedy always. It doesn't matter how long it's been. So you don't have to wait the full 8 weeks when, if your conditions have gone down to a 0, you're going to stop that remedy when it goes down to a 0. But if the thing comes back in a chronic condition or an acute condition, then you'll restart the medicine because you had the right medicine. So you just do it again. This means that the condition, if the condition reemerges, possibly due to it could have possibly reemerged due to a new stimulus. It's not uncommon for it to come back, and you may just need one more round of treatment. You should also know that in homeopathy, it's common to take 5 steps forward, 3 steps back, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. It can go like that sometimes. And so just don't let that discourage you if that happens. If your pain drops down to a 3 and stays at a 3, in an acute condition, you're going to continue until it moves to a 2 or a 1 and then stop, and then resume as needed until it's resolved. So you'll stop the remedy altogether at a 2 or a 1, or a 0, of course, and then resume it if you need to. In a chronic condition, you're going to just continue with the remedies until the condition is gone. Again, though, very much better, you can stop the remedy and resume it as needed. This means that you have the correct remedy because it has brought the pain down and is sustaining its benefit. If the pain level goes down but new symptoms develop, then in an acute condition, you're going to reassess because it may be that another remedy is needed. And this is something that we study and we learn in our Gateway 2 class. So if you've not heard of Gateway 2, I teach classes weekly. Gateway to Homeopathy 1 has to be taken first, and then Gateway to Homeopathy 2 can be taken after that. You can learn more about that on my website at melissacrenshaw.com/classes. Or you can just go to melissacrenshaw.com and click on the classes tab, and you can learn about the classes that are being offered at the moment that you're watching this. You can learn about when the next one is starting and how to get into that class. So what we learn in Gateway 2 under the cell salts section is that there are different stages of the flu. There can also be different stages of a cough or a cold. So in the different stages, you're going to change the remedy based on what's happening, what's presenting at the time. And this is why my acute consults include 3 days of ongoing text support, because when you're dealing with an acute problem, the symptoms can change, therefore the remedy changes, and I can walk you through that. So if you need an acute consult, you can go to my website again, melissacrenshaw.com, and fill out the form at the bottom of the homepage for an acute consult, or for a request. Actually, it's a request for an appointment. You can fill out that form. I also do chronic consults, and so you can do that on my website also. So back to the magic marker chart. In an acute condition, you'll reassess because it may be a different remedy that needs to be taken at the time, depending on what's presenting. In a chronic condition, you're going to consider changing the medicine to one that more uniformly covers all symptoms with emphasis on new and greater trying symptoms. This is how I consult you when I'm doing chronic consults. We're following up every 8 weeks so that I can help you determine whether or not to stick with the remedy based on what's going on, or change to something different or add to the protocols that you're doing. If your pain level goes up slightly and no other new symptoms arise, then you're going to watch it carefully. If it does not go down after 4 doses, then stop the remedy and choose the second line protocol or your second choices of remedies. In a chronic condition, you're also going to watch it carefully because it could be only an aggravation. So an aggravation is a worsening of symptoms that you already have, followed by those symptoms going away. So if it is only an aggravation, then the pain should decrease in a few days or so if you stick with the remedies. If not, then stop the remedy, and we will. And you would take Camphora 200, and then choose the next line of protocols. Another thing that I do in an aggravation is I might have you decrease the frequency that you're taking the remedy, because it could just be that, okay, an aggravation can be good, but is it tolerable? If it's intolerable, then you may want to decrease the frequency, slow down the healing a little bit, but be able to tolerate or stop the aggravation. You don't have to deal with aggravations. Aggravations are a good thing. It means that your body is healing, but you don't have to suffer with that. You can back down on the frequency and or the potency. Sometimes it might be that we reduce the potency, but I usually start with backing down on the frequency to then see if we can stop the aggravations but continue forward with the healing. Okay, so this is part of my chronic consult that I help you in, but you can do this on your own, and that's why I am showing you this magic marker chart so that you can learn how to do this on your own. That's my goal. You need to know that my goal is to teach you how to take care of yourself and your family on your own. If you are watching this from YouTube and you have not taken one of my classes, the classes will get you lots of great things, but one of the things is lifetime access to our private Facebook group where you can continue to grow. So I actually made this magic marker chart for the people in that group. So I have people who have taken the Gateway 1 and Gateway 2 in the past, and people who are in Gateway 1 and Gateway 2 right now, and you are getting to continue to learn. So you don't get taken out of the group once you're finished with class. The group is for continued education, because I want you to grow in this thing and learn it and know how to use it on your own. So I hope this has blessed you. And please just like and share this if it has. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Find me on Facebook and Instagram. And have a blessed day.